Alright, hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's video and welcome back to my channel. So if you are new here, I'm Kira, that's Kai. Jackson's taking a nap in his room. And we are going to be doing a makeup and mystery today. So today we are going to be doing the case of Jodi Huisentruit. I hope I'm saying that right. Because this case is old and, to be completely honest, it's still not solved. We still don't know where her body is. So we still don't know where her body is. To this day, she's still not been found. And this is a very public case. It's pretty well known, actually. So Jodi was an American television news anchor for KIMT, the CBS affiliate in Mason City, Iowa. And she disappeared in the early morning hours of June 27th, 1995. And basically, she was going in at 6 in the morning. I watched this on 2020, I believe is what it was. And what it was is she was going into work at 6 in the morning and she was late. So her boss had called and woke her up and she was like, oh gosh, I'm on my way there. But she never showed up. So, she never showed up. So the police were called to her apartment and they found her car. It was still at the apartment complex that she lived in, and all her stuff had been scattered around, but she was nowhere to be found. And that's when the investigation obviously began. So it's pretty widely believed that she was abducted, but you know, upon multiple investigations, police have not been able to uncover her body or even figure out really what happened. So there was an unidentified palm print found on her vehicle at the scene. I'm gonna look into that because I feel like they could definitely test that now. In case you're curious, I'm using I Love You a Latte from Elle to create this look today. So using the Natasha Denona Glam Face Dark Palette today for some more inspiration. So the investigators interviewed 3 neighbors in Huisentruit's apartment complex who said that they had actually heard a scream the morning that she had disappeared, but no one called the cops, which is just flabbergasted to me because, if I hear a scream, I'm looking out the window to see what the hell is happening, seeing if somebody needs, medical assistance. I mean, I also live in a neighborhood where a lot of, elderly people live here, so, you know, you just kind of, call, you check to see if they're okay. One of her neighbors actually is said to have seen a white van with its lights on and engine running in the parking lot at about the same time, which I don't know why. Nobody found that questionable. This was around I think it was 1995 was when she disappeared, so I guess maybe it wasn't, kidnapping wasn't as big as it is now, but I feel like people would react differently in that situation nowadays. In September of 1995, so really not long after she disappeared, her family hired private investigators in Minneapolis, Minnesota, who enlisted the assistance of Omaha, Nebraska private investigators. So I just kind of wanted to get out there that they hired private investigators, which, you know, we cover a lot of cases in makeup and mystery, and I don't think a lot of the cases that we cover have, you know, the families hiring private investigators to try and figure it out because they don't think police can do it. I wouldn't hire a private investigator in my case, per se, if something happened to me. But I also completely understand why some families would want to hire a private investigator. Just due to the fact that, you know, police are working on multiple cases at a time. You know, just because one person disappears doesn't mean that, you know, other people are going to stop murdering somebody. You know, rapes aren't going to stop occurring. Police investigations are obviously going to have other investigations that they have to deal with. Here's something else that's on the Wikipedia site that's not funny at all. Okay, it's in November of 1995, her family actually traveled to Los Angeles, California to meet with 3 prominent psychics, which I really wanted to bring this up because I really want to know how many people out there believe in psychics, because I think that some people have a gift, but I think a lot of people don't, and they're just fucking with you. To be completely honest, if I wanted to know something, I would probably only ever go to the one psychic that I really, really would trust, which I don't even know if he's really considered psychic, but that's Tyler Henry, the medium dude. I would only go to him, because I actually think he does have a gift, and I don't think he's bullshitting people. Like I said, with Jodi being on TV, this was a pretty big case, and she actually had approximately 100 volunteers search an area of Cerro Gordo County. They were just searching for anything suspicious. Like, they're not even searching for her body, they're just searching for anything suspicious. So something that I think is really big in this case is that Jodi Huisentruit was declared legally dead in May of 2001. And I think families who do this actually get a lot of backlash for it, because I think the public kind of sees it as like, okay, are you giving up? Do you really, really think that this person is dead? And it's not like how it's meant to be seen. So for them to get access to her, like, her estate and stuff like that, they had to declare her legally dead to get it taken care of. And I mean, at that point, she had been missing for 6 years, and they have had no leads, and even to this day, nothing. So I think that they did make the right decision in having her declared legally dead. In 2003, FindJodi.com was created, and it is a website that I believe is still open and active to this day, and the website itself is supposed to serve as a spotlight for the website to serve as a clearinghouse for tips that might lead to Jodi. So they want to keep the case alive. You know, we want to find out what happened to her. I do think that she's dead. I hope she's not. But I think that at this point, I mean, like, how many years it's been with her having no contact to her family, I think that that hope is very, very minuscule about her still being alive, even to her family. So here's something I find weird that's wrote on the Wikipedia page. Let me know what you guys think. In early 2008, photocopies of the 84 pages of Huisentruit's personal journal were anonymously mailed to the local newspaper. So by 2008, she had been missing for well over 10 years, about 13 years at that point. So it's definitely not her mailing her personal journal information to a newspaper network. Like, and why would somebody do that? It does say that the original journal has been in possession of law enforcement since the investigation began. So, like, the photocopies had to have came from somebody who had the photocopies before her disappearance. Within days, Mason City Police reported that the sender had came forward and was identified as the wife of the former Mason City Police Chief. So that's weird. That's really weird. Although noting that the former chief had taken a copy of the journal home when he left office, the police gave no motive as to why the woman had sent it to the newspaper. That's just really weird. Let me know what you guys think about that whole situation. Like, do y'all think that that's weird that the wife of the former police chief would do that? Not to mention, like, am I the only one that thinks it's weird that the former police chief took photocopies of her journal home? So in 2017, March of 2017, a search warrant was executed against John Van Cise, seeking GPS data for 2 of his vehicles. So I feel like I've read his name a couple of times on the Wikipedia page, and it seems like he's really been focused as the suspect in this case. Hi, didn't I just change your diaper, dude? I forgot to use the cream blush in this again, but that's fine. As of 2020, the Mason City Police Department and the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigations were still actively investigating Huisentruit's disappearance. So it is still an active investigation, which is good. If anybody has any information, I definitely recommend contacting one of those 2 police departments, or even using the findjodi.com website. If I remember, I will link them down below. I also have no problems if I forget, because I am a mommy. Okay, this is what I watched. In 2022, ABC's 2020 debuted a new special titled Gone at Dawn, overviewing the disappearance of Jodi and interviewing those close with the case. And the episode was the third time 2020 featured the Jodi Huisentruit case. That is the episode I saw of Jodi Huisentruit, and what inspired this episode of Makeup and Mystery for me. And I think that I wish that other true crime cases, like YouTubers, were covering a case like this case, because I feel like they'd have a way bigger reach than me, and they'd be able to really, reach people. Somebody knows something. Let's just be completely honest. Somebody knows something. So now let's talk a little bit about John Van Cise. So I just went ahead and Googled him, and it just says that he was a friend of Jodi's, and he spent some of the previous days with the missing TV anchorwoman before she disappeared on June 27th, 1995. So I was right about being 1995. And his name often is discussed in her case, and I'm pretty sure he is a suspect in her case. So the Find Jodi website still works. I'm actually on it right now to get a little bit of information in the case, because I want to give out completely accurate information. And it says that John Van Cise told police that Jodi came to his house the night before she disappeared to watch a videotape of a surprise birthday party he co-hosted for her weeks earlier, which is a little odd in my opinion. I guess they're friends, so I guess that's not too odd. But it does note that she was 22 years younger than him. So nobody has ever been arrested in her case or charged with her disappearance. Nobody. And that is on the website that I'm currently reading from. Yes, Kai. Okay, so here's a little bit weird. So this is from the actual Find Jodi podcast, the John Van Cise episode. So if you're curious about that, because I don't like how that inner corner highlight was looking, so I'm changing it. If you are curious about John Van Cise, then just check out go to the Find Jodi website and go to the podcast one. There is a full podcast dedicated to it. So it's stated that John Van Cise named his boat after Jodi. Are you that upset that this episode of Mickey Mouse is on? Now this is what I find weird. So it is said that they had gotten a subpoena for John Van Cise's palm print, and there was that unidentified palm print on her car. But that was in 2017. So I would imagine that if it had matched, that would have been enough evidence for police to have arrested him in 2017, and if not for her death, but her, because we don't know what happened to her, her disappearance, her abduction, because she was abducted. That's just what I am imagining, but I could be wrong. Like always, I have a ton of filming I have to do today. I also promised Kai and Jackson I would take them to the park today. Do a lot of shit with my kids. Can you believe someone actually told me that I was doing too much stuff with my kids? Are you serious? It's summer. I love my boys. I do. I can't believe that somebody actually had the balls to tell me I was doing too much with my kids. I am extremely blessed in the fact that I am literally able to order probably almost $1,000 in makeup every month. And I'm also blessed with the fact that I can do so much stuff with my kids every month. So, like, why is that so bad? I like how the look has come out so far. This is just it was a struggle to get to this point. Let me be honest. I don't really enjoy that Natasha Denona palette. I'm not sure. Maybe I got a dud because I love the light palette so much. The light palette is amazing. That dark palette just is not my cup of tea. And maybe it is because of the colors, but I mean, eyeshadow colors shouldn't really affect anything, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. Basically, like, we don't have eyeshadow palettes that are determined in light or dark. We don't. Like, this is for darker skin tone, this is for lighter skin. You can use any kind of eyeshadow color you want. And I mean, I saw Tati using the dark palette, and that's what made me want to get it. Was that Tati was using it and she liked it. I think I'm going to do a Shop My Stash today also. Because I have to do a makeup stash with my concealer collection. I did my foundation collection yesterday, which I have a lot of foundation. I didn't even realize how much foundation I have. So I'm going to attempt to use up quite a bit of foundation. If you don't know, I actually used up like 3 foundations last month, which is great. I mean, I purchase foundations from Ulta and Sephora every month. I literally purchased a foundation from Sephora, not realizing how many I had. I did that Sephora order before I did my foundation video, but I did take my foundation I had in my Ulta cart for this month out, so. Also super exciting, this order at Ulta this month should make me diamond status this year, for the rest of the year, which is great, because I only have to spend like $35, and I have like $140 in my cart, and I'm also going on a snow buy for under eye powders, as well as lip products after this month. I was also going to post my first video on my Kai Streams channel, which is my gaming channel I named after Kai. But I was going to do that yesterday, but I chickened out. I'm so nervous. So all I'm thinking right now is just waiting until this Sunday, because I want to post Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on that channel, because I have a All Bleeps podcast that I'm going to be doing with my dad, and I'm going to have a Jax Attack channel, which I have not decided the content that's going to be on there, but we are going to have a Jackson channel also that I will have. So yeah, I'm a busy person now. But anyways, that is it for today's video, today's makeup and mystery. If you have any news on, or any kind of evidence or anything that you can give that'll help us find Jodi Huisentruit and bring her back to her family, then please come forward. I can't stress it enough. You know, this is a human being, this is a person's life, this is a person's family that we are talking about. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna end it here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. God, I hate this makeup look. I really just don't like this palette. Oh, I'm so sad because this was $59. The light one I like. This one, the dark one, I just don't like. And, I mean, like, look at that. Like, this is just not pretty. This is not pretty at all. So, yeah. I'm gonna end it here. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye, guys.